Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an eyelash application 101 tutorial for you, including all the relevant aspects to making application super simple. You don't have to apply eyeliner. I like to wear a winged liner when I'm wearing eyelashes because it helps give a lifted look to the eyes. I do have a tutorial on eyeliner which I will link on the top right hand corner for you. Today is just about applying the eyelashes and tips to make them look that much more seamless. One of my first tips when applying eyelashes is to tightline the eye. As you can see, we have this pinky tone which is most visible just above the iris of your eye. Coating this will help to make the eyelash line look fuller, and this is great if you have hooded eyes and you can't wear eyeliner. Simply look up into a mirror and coat this with a liquid eyeliner. My preference is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in a brown shade, and as you can see, it instantly makes the eyelash line look darker when you're looking straight ahead. For me, this doesn't move, but you can use a waterproof eyeliner if you prefer. Next up is about choosing the right eyelashes, either for your eye shape or your preference. We have more rounded eyelashes which are longer in the centre, and as you can see they're slightly shorter on the outer edges. Then you have a winged style which is longer on the outer edge, often thinner and shorter on the inner corner. Then you have different styles that look more like Russian lashes, wispy lashes. It really is down to your personal preference when it comes to this element. But what you will find is that some eyelashes have a thicker band and some of them have a slightly thinner band. The lighter looking band will be more natural and much more comfortable. It's also a lot more flexible. But you can get fuller eyelashes like this set on a lighter band. As you age, you will also want to look at getting a lighter set. All of these eyelashes I'm showing you are by Lash Base, but as you can see this bottom set is much shorter and much more natural than the other offerings. This is not sponsored. Lash Base are my go-to brand. I love them. Next up, we want to start looking at the width of the eyelash, which is left to right, and then also the length, because this is also going to play a part in whether this suits your eye shape. I've very loosely applied these to my eyelashes so you can see. The ones on the right are not too tall. They're not touching my brow bone when I look up, whereas on the left they are, so they're too tall for my eye shape. Once we're happy with the height of an eyelash, we then want to work out the width of the eyelash, which is the left to right. First off, you want to place it on the centre of your lid above your pupil, and then the inner corner you want to place that where it's going to sit. And as you can see, once I'm happy with that, the outer edge is definitely too long for my eye. You can see this is where my eyelashes stop, and this is how much longer the false lash is compared to my natural lash. So this is what we're going to have to cut off. Before we do that, I'm going to give my eyelashes a curl. My natural lashes have a little bit of a lift to them, so my preference is to curl them after I've applied falsies. But if you have very straight lashes, you don't want a massive gap between your natural lash and the false lash. Therefore, you want to give them a little curl before you apply your eyelashes. Another little tip is to apply some mascara. Your natural lashes will never be as dark as the false eyelashes, and you don't want your natural lashes to give a slightly lighter hue than the falsies. So one coat of a light mascara will work perfectly. I'm now going to show you how to remove eyelashes from the box. Using tweezers can damage the lash. So place your thumb over a chunk of the lashes. This will hold them firmly in place while you roll the band, which is the top of the lash, away from the casing. That way you're not ruining or misshaping your eyelashes. You're also not distorting the band or pulling them apart and breaking them. Now we're going to remove the excess lash from the width because it's going to be too long for our eyes, and we always want to make sure we do this from the outer edge, never the inner corner, otherwise the inner corner will be too long. The shortest area is usually always on the inner corner. You'll want to remove some of the residual glue from the back of the band, so again grasp the lashes between your forefinger and thumb while using the opposite fingers to gently roll that glue away. Before applying your glue, you want to grasp either end of the eyelash, bending it into a U shape and wiggling it backwards and forwards to make the band more malleable and more flexible. This way it will follow the curve of your eye a lot easier. There are lots of glues on the market. My preference is the duo glue, and I like to get the sensitive one. Remember to look at your eyelash. This is the back and this is the side that we're applying the glue to, not the front where it curves. This is the amount of glue you want to apply, a very light layer all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner, again coating the back of that band. You can also apply it to the top lip if you want, but never the front. Now you can apply this with your tweezers or your fingers. If you're using tweezers, come at it from the very top, look either straight ahead into a mirror or down into a mirror, and place the center of the eyelash in line with your pupil. I'll show you that again. Give it a little wiggle to make sure it gets right to the root of your eyelashes. And the placement for this is going to be on top of your natural lashes and butted up against the skin. Then you're going to grasp the outer corner and tuck that in against the root of your eyelashes on the outer edge. Then you can lift the front up slightly to replace it because it will naturally lay down on top of your lashes whichever way it lands. And again, try to place this as close to the root of your natural eyelashes as possible. Once they're firmly in place, use your finger to manipulate the eyelashes. I like to lift them up slightly so they don't push down on my natural lashes and lay quite flat. Give them a little lift while they're drying. And you can see when I look down that the seam of the eyelash is attached to the skin all the way across, but there's no gap between the false lash and my natural lash because we've laid it down on the natural eyelashes and then pushed it back against the skin. That way we've got no gaps. One of my favourite things to do with falsies, once they've completely dried in place, I like to take my eyelash curlers and just give them a very soft crimp. This will give them a little bit more lift. However, if you've chosen a particularly curly set of lashes, you will not need to do this because you don't want them to curl too much. These are quite long lashes which work quite nicely with my eye shape, especially once I've applied lower mascara, but often they can look quite flat rather than upright. So adding a little bit of a lift to them helps to open up the eyes a little bit more. Now, mascara isn't always a necessity on your lower eyelashes when you're wearing false lashes. It really just does depend on preference. I find if you're wearing a slightly heavier set of lashes, mascara on your lower lashes really creates balance to the eyes. Those are all my tips for the perfect application of false eyelashes. I hope those have been helpful to you. I have another tutorial on how to apply and remove false eyelashes as well as looking after your lashes, which I will link up on the top right corner for you now. Please give the tutorial a thumbs up if you enjoyed it because it really does help with the algorithm. Subscribe if you are new to my channel, it's free to do so. You can follow me outside of YouTube over on Instagram @ShowMeMakeup, and I'll see you in a couple of days with another video. Bye guys!